Before anything else, pause for a moment. Don't rush past this. Don't treat this like background noise. Because out of everything you could be watching right now, this is what appeared in front of you. And that matters more than you realize. You didn't arrive here by accident, boredom, or random chance. This moment was arranged carefully, quietly, with intention. God does not interrupt lives loudly. He enters them gently right when the heart is most open, even if the mind is tired. You may not fully understand why you're here yet. Maybe you clicked out of curiosity. Maybe you didn't even read the title properly. Or maybe something inside you felt pulled like a whisper, saying, "Just listen." That pull is not imagination. That is how God speaks when words have failed, when prayers feel heavy, and when hope has been stretched thin. There are seasons where God does not answer the way we expect. He doesn't fix everything overnight. He doesn't explain every delay. Instead, he positions us. And sometimes positioning feels like silence, like waiting, like being overlooked while others move ahead, like doing everything right and still feeling stuck. If that's where you are right now, know this: God planned this moment for you because you are standing at a turning point, even if it doesn't feel dramatic yet. You might be exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, tired of being strong, tired of understanding, tired of telling yourself God has a plan, or quietly wondering how long you're supposed to keep believing that without seeing anything change. You still have faith, but it's bruised. Still praying, but with less confidence than before. Still hoping, but guarding your heart because disappointment has taught you to be careful. God sees that tired faith, and he honors it. This message isn't here to shame you for doubting or struggling. It's here to remind you that faith is not measured by how loud you worship or how confident you sound. Faith is often proven in the quiet decision to keep going when you feel empty, to keep trusting when you don't understand, to stay when walking away would be easier. Right now, your life might feel like it's on pause, like everything is delayed, like doors keep closing or never opening fully. You've watched opportunities slip through your fingers. You've lost people you thought would always be part of your future. You've prayed for clarity and received more questions instead. And deep down you've asked God things you're almost afraid to admit out loud. Why me? Why this long? Why now? Why silence? But here's what most people don't realize. God often withholds answers, not to punish us, but to protect us from answers we're not ready to carry yet. Some truths change you forever. Some blessings require maturity you're still developing. Some doors only open when your heart is strong enough to walk through without losing itself. So God waits. And while he waits, he works. He works in ways you can't track. He rearranges things behind the scenes. He removes distractions you would have clung to. He allows certain connections to fade because they were never meant to survive the next version of you. And that hurts, because removal always hurts more than addition. Loss is louder than progress. Silence is more noticeable than movement, but silence does not mean absence. God is closest when he feels quietest, because when everything else is stripped away, his voice becomes clearer if you're willing to listen without demanding control. Some of you have been feeling restless lately, unsettled, like something is shifting, but you can't name it. You feel out of place in spaces that once felt familiar. Conversations don't hit the same. goals you once chased don't excite you anymore. And that scares you because you don't know what's replacing them yet. That restlessness is not confusion. It's transition. God never moves you forward the same way He brought you this far. He changes the rhythm. He disrupts comfort. He stirs dissatisfaction, not to torment you, but to prepare you for growth. Comfort can become a cage if you stay too long. So God shakes what's familiar to reveal what's necessary. And if you're honest, you've outgrown some of the things you've been praying to keep. This message found you because God wants you to stop interpreting this season as failure. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not missing your purpose. You are being refined, strengthened, repositioned. The version of you that emerges from this season will think differently, love differently, and walk with a deeper authority that only comes from endurance. Think about everything you've survived. The nights you cried alone, the prayers you whispered when words felt heavy, the moments you almost gave up but didn't. None of that was wasted. God does not waste pain. He recycles it into wisdom, compassion, and resilience. One day you'll understand why this had to take time, why quick answers would have hurt you, why certain doors stayed shut, why certain people couldn't stay. But until that day comes, faith is choosing to trust God's character more than your current circumstances. And this moment right now is part of that trust. God planned this pause in your scrolling, this stillness, this reminder, because He knows you needed reassurance, not pressure. You needed peace, not performance. You needed to be reminded that you're allowed to be human while still being chosen. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to feel strong all the time. You don't have to pretend you're okay when you're not. God is not asking for perfection. He's asking for honesty. And honesty invites His presence in ways performance never will. So breathe. Slow down. Let this message settle into your heart instead of rushing past it. Let it remind you that your life is not random, your struggles are not meaningless, and your future is not fragile. If God cared enough to meet you here in this moment, then He cares enough to guide you through what comes next. Even if the next step isn't clear yet, even if all you can do today is hold on. Hold on anyway, because this season will pass. This heaviness will lift. This confusion will clear. And when it does, you will look back and realize that God wasn't late. He was exact. You didn't find this message. You were led to it. And nothing God leads you to is without purpose. Stay faithful. Stay soft. Stay open. God planned this moment, and He's not finished with you yet.